Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Man, Antonelli here. So I've got a long day of baseball today. It's early in the morning, getting ready to head out. Before I do, though, I put up an Instagram post yesterday, and I found a picture of myself from 2008 when I weighed 200. I weighed 225 pounds. It was 223, so 2 pounds off. Sorry, I lied. But it was back in 2008. And at first I was just going to put the picture up and say, gee, I saw the picture and I was like, holy hell, like I only weigh 180 something pounds right now. I haven't lifted a weight or done anything in a long time. So I saw the picture and I said, geez Louise, like I don't even remember being that big. And then it brought back some of the memories of, and some of the things that happened that got me to that weight. And weight gain or weight loss is a huge topic with younger baseball players, especially weight gain usually. I get tons of questions about, how do I gain weight? I struggle with gaining weight. We have a lot of players in our organization that I'm always on, like eat something, lift something, please. Like you're a good player, but you only weigh 120 pounds. You have to weigh more than that. So I want to get into kind of the topic of weight gaining and what I put in that post. And then just talking about my experience with me personally, because I had to gain weight and I saw strength gains and weight gains impact my performance on the field greatly. And so let's talk about all that, okay? So first, real quick, in case you didn't see the Instagram post, let me talk about that season, gaining weight, okay? So I weighed that 2008 season, I came in at 223 pounds, okay? The reason I did so is because our our front office told me that they wanted me to get as big and as strong as possible from the end of the 2007 season to the 2008 season. So it was, you get it usually about 4 months or so in between seasons. And I had a really good year in 2007. I hit 21 home runs, most home runs. I hit more home runs in that season than I had my whole entire life, basically. My swing just really came together. And man, the ball was just flying off my bat. Now, I probably weighed that season around 200 and I was probably anywhere from 200 to 205 pounds. I usually lost weight during the season because I didn't lift as heavy. So I probably ended the season maybe in like the high 190s, somewhere around there. And so I had my meeting with, coaches and front office people, and they said, get as big and strong as you can. You could be a 30 home run guy. So I said, great. So I listened to them. And I came into that next season about 225 pounds, which is really, really, really big, okay? And so what I had to do to gain that weight, when I did, was I lifted extremely hard. Now, I always lifted extremely hard, okay? So let's start with lifting. Because I hear a lot from people that say, I don't have a strength and conditioning coach, or, and when it comes to weight gain, well, I don't have a nutritionist. And, I've heard all the excuses and all different things from parents and players. I didn't have a strength and conditioning coach either at that time. I didn't have a nutritionist. What the hell is a nutritionist? I don't think I knew what a nutritionist was at that time. So I did this all on my own. This is not like somebody helped me. Someone gave me a plan. I didn't even follow the Padres workout plan. This is all on my own, okay? At a random Planet Fitness gym, okay? But my basic rules when it came to lifting was I was going to lift as hard as I could, basically the end of every single set. So if I was doing reps of 8, that 8th rep was basically to failure, meaning the 8th rep was I had to push that weight with everything in my body to get it up, whether it was, a dumbbell bench press or, a lat pull down or a row or a squat or whatever it was, okay? That 8th rep was the hardest rep of my life. And I always used to say when I do squats and stuff, I felt like on the 8th rep, it was either get up or get crushed by the weight. Like that was my mentality, and it worked really well for me, okay? So that's the first thing. You can't go into the weight room, in my experience, and have your 8th rep. If you're doing 8 reps, unless you're getting loose and getting warm, your 8th rep can't be this. And that's what I see a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, good. I worked out today. But that's not working out. Right? Again, my philosophy was always my body, and I'm not I'm not an expert in this, but I know it worked for me. The 8th rep or the last rep or any rep, okay, was my body needs to, this is how I thought about it. My body needs to say, holy hell, what is this guy doing to me? Why is he making me work this hard? I can't do this. I'm not strong enough. We need to do something here. I need to get stronger. And you do that, you rest. When you come back the next time, you're a little stronger. You do it again, you rest, you come back the next time, you're a little stronger. Like, that's how, as simple as possible, that's what it was. I'm going to kick the ever-living you-know-what out of my body so that it says, this guy's insane, and I need to get stronger because I don't want to have to be put through this again, okay? And then we just keep repeating the process. That's the way I thought of it. That's the first thing. Second thing is eating. How to eat more food, okay? And so I ate 2 dinners every night. I'd say I'd make it, but not really. My mom made me dinner. I have her make a lot of dinner. I eat one dinner at, let's say, 5:30 or 6. And then 3-4 hours later, I'd come back and eat another dinner. I added shakes to my, I added shakes. So I had a shake before bed. I'd have a shake when I woke up. Nothing crazy, just literally like a chocolate milkshake with a little bit of protein in it. That was it, okay? But I added calories. If I wasn't gaining enough weight, I ate more, okay? If I was gaining too much weight, which I never was, but that one season, 225 was a little bit heavy. In order to get to 225 was hard for me. I had to add like lots of meals. My buddy in the Instagram post put a General Gao's chicken from I Eat Ho, so we had a lot of Chinese food. I am lucky. I can eat a lot of not good food. I don't put on very much body fat, so I understand not everyone's like that. But I did have to eat more food, and Chinese food helped me, okay? And so those were the big things. I ate a lot more. And I always lifted hard, okay? But I continue to lift hard, and I ate a lot more. Now, some people said, how many workouts you do? You do 10 workouts a week or whatever? I did like 4 to 5 days a week, okay? More is not always better when it comes to lifting. You don't want to overtrain, but the intensity for me has to be very hard, right? So I go 4 days a week, but every workout, I'm beating the ever-living hell out of myself and going and push myself to the limit. That's plenty for me, okay? So that was how I did it, okay? And I went all the way up to 225 pounds. I'm not meant to be 225 pounds. It was too big for me. It was. I got a little, some people say, how much slower and stuff did you get? I got a little slower. Not a lot slower. We ran a 60 that year. I think my normal 60 time is 6.6. I ran it on the dot almost every time. I'd run high 6.5 sometimes, and I think 6.63 was like the slowest I was, but I was usually in that high 6.5, low 6.6 range. When I ran at 225 pounds, I think I ran like a high 6.6. I think it was like a 6.7 maybe. So I didn't get much slower. I also didn't put on much body fat. So sometimes people say 225, you must have been like really big and fat. I didn't really put on very much body fat at all. I put on a lot of muscle, maybe a little bit of body fat. But we did the body fat testing and all that stuff every year, and no one was like, "Oh man, you are too fat." They just said, "You're huge. Like you can't be this big. You have to be a little bit smaller." And I did notice a little bit. I probably wasn't as quick, right? And that's normal. Again, not slow, but I just wasn't as quick. Okay, so that is a drastic example. Now, the reason I put this and talked about this is because so many kids say, when I talk to them about gaining weight, they say, "Oh man, it's so hard to gain weight. I can't gain weight. I try so hard," right? Now, there are some people, they're hard gainers out there. It's hard to gain weight for certain people, but it is not impossible. And I hear so many people say this to me. And again, if you're not gaining weight and you want to gain weight, you need to look at how am I lifting and how am I eating, okay? How hard am I lifting? Am I lifting similar to what I said? Maybe you don't have to go that crazy, but am I pushing myself hard enough? If you don't push yourself in the gym, you're not going to get bigger and stronger. And am I eating enough? And be honest with yourself. Because what I always do when I talk to people and they say, "Oh, my metabolism is so fast, I can't gain weight." I say, "Oh, okay, you're trying hard though?" "Yeah, Matt, I'm eating so much." And I go and meet it. "What did you have for breakfast today? And don't lie to me. Tell me right now." And almost every time they go, "Oh, well, I missed breakfast today because I was late for school." It happened. I'm not kidding. It happens like every time I do it. Well, I brought a granola bar, but I ate a granola bar, but then what'd you have for lunch? Well, I couldn't do lunch. I had homework and I was trying to get it done before my next class. I'm like, dude, you just told me you're doing everything and you just basically said you ate 150 calories over the last 8 hours. Like, what are you talking about? So again, I know it's not everyone, but that happens so much to have that conversation. Okay. And so you need to decide, how badly do you want to get bigger and stronger? I hear all the time, "Oh, I want to get bigger and stronger so bad. I really need to get bigger and stronger." But you slept in, you didn't work out because you said you were too tired or you were too busy that day, had too much stuff going on. I skipped meals because I didn't have time. Oh, I just didn't feel like working out that day, but I'll do it tomorrow. Like all that stuff. I say, if you don't feel like getting to the gym, you don't feel like eating meals, you just feel like skipping meals, whatever, then you don't feel like getting bigger and stronger. Stop lying to me. Stop lying to yourself. It's okay. You don't have to. But don't come up to me and say, I really want to gain weight, Matt. I'm really trying hard to gain weight. No, you're not. You're lying. You're not trying, okay? And if you don't want to, that's fine. But I think, listen, getting bigger and stronger is a huge part of development when it comes to any sport. Right? And again, I live this. I didn't hit a high school home run in batting practice or in a game, ever. Never hit one in high school, okay? And so I was not a home run hitter. Now, I didn't have a great swing to get the ball in the air, but you would think you got to run into one time in a home run. Never did, okay? I hit 2 my freshman year in college. I hit 5 my sophomore year in college. So I wasn't a big home run hitter, but no doubt, I got bigger and stronger every year. I probably put on 10 pounds every year at college. And I could feel that I had way more power the more weight I put on. I could feel that I threw harder. And I ran just as fast as I ran when I was 180 pounds, right? So I was like 100 in my senior year of high school, I was like 180, 185, somewhere in there. My freshman year of college was like 195. My sophomore year of college was like 205. My junior year of college, I weighed in at 216 the day before my first game, okay? Now, I'm telling you, when I got to 216, and that's pretty big, but 216, not only could I hit home runs as far as I wanted to my pull side, for the first time ever in my life, I'd get up in batting practice and just flick balls out to right center field. Never did that in my life, ever. Not even close. I couldn't even hit it to pull side in my life, most of my career, until I got a lot bigger and stronger, okay? But at 215, boom, I was smashing balls to right center field, hitting home runs. It was silly. I hit 10 home runs at the halfway point, I believe, in college, my junior year. And there's no doubt strength and weight gain helped me with, it was probably the biggest thing that happened to me, okay? Now, why did I do it? Now, and here's another thing. If you just put your mind to it, you can do it, right? You might not be able to gain 30 pounds or 20 pounds, but you can gain something. You got to self-evaluate yourself. What I did is my goal when I went to college was to be drafted in the first round. I told you guys that already. I got drafted in the 19th round out of high school, and I was really mad about it. I don't know why. I should have been happy, but for some reason, I was this weird kid, and I was mad. I wanted to go higher. And so I went to college and said, well, F this. I want to be a first round draft pick. I was willing to do whatever it takes. Some people go, oh, you went on steroids, man. I never went on steroids. Let me just clear that up. People say that on Instagram yesterday, okay? But I was willing to do basically work as hard as I needed to work to get to become a first round pick. So after my sophomore year, they did a write-up. I saw this thing, I don't know if it was Baseball America or something, ESPN or something, that had a mock draft, okay? They didn't have me in the first round, but they had my name somewhere in this thing, I remember. And I remember the scouting report said, probably isn't going to hit for enough power to be drafted, in the first round. It said something like that. I remember I read that and I was like, what? This is upsetting. So I was like, I was already probably about 200 at that point, 200 pounds, 200 to 205 pounds. And I was like, okay, I need to hit for more power. I need to get bigger and stronger. And so that's when I started eating even more and continued to eat more until I weighed 216 at the beginning of my season. And then I came out and hit 10 home runs the first half of the season. The second game, I hit a home run in the first day of the season. The second day of the season, which I think got me drafted, bunch of scouts were there. I hit probably one of the first balls of my life. First ball I ever hit in college. Guy threw me a 3-1 fastball, UNC Wilmington. I hit this thing, which it felt like went over the light towers. I don't know, it didn't, but it felt like it. And I remember rounding the bases and thinking to myself, how do you like that power right there? I don't even know who wrote the damn article, but apparently I was still pissed off about it. And I was like, take that. And I think when I hit that home run, I think that basically solidified for most of the people there that said, okay, maybe he didn't have power last year, but he's got some damn power this year. And I think that helped me, and then I just kept hitting home runs. I hit, like I said, I hit 10 in the first half of the season, right? And basically I think that solidified me as going in the first round. And so I self-evaluated, or someone also told me, and I listened to them and said, this is what I got to do. I want to go in the first round. This is what I got to do. How am I going to do it? I got to lift as hard as I freaking can, and I got to eat more food. I got to be real serious about this. And I didn't skip meals. I didn't miss meals. I didn't not work out because I felt like I was tired that day or because I had class or whatever. You would have to, I'm doing my weight, I'm doing my meals, I'm eating and I'm working out over everything else. Now, maybe something else came up and I'd missed that, right? Hey, we got to go out, we're going to do this. Like, no, I got to go work out, right? Now, some people, that might sound crazy, but for me, I was like, I'm not missing my workouts, I'm not missing my meals. What are you, nuts? So you just got to make that determination. If you want, how badly do you want it? And if you want it, then go do it. But don't, and if you don't want it, then don't do it. Go do what you want to do. But don't say, I want it, and then not do it. That's the key. If you want it, you can do it. Just do it, all right? And if it's not working, change your plan, eat more, lift harder. Simple. Simple things aren't always easy to do, though. That's the tricky part, all right? That's all we have. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give it a thumbs up, all that good stuff. We'll talk to you later. Go eat something.